Hi, welcome back. Let's talk about headlines, the most important part of the blog post. Now, the headline has to be a hook, which means when someone looks at it, when someone reads it, they don't want to leave. They want to read the entire story, entire post. See, on average, 5 times as many people read the headline as they read the body copy. This is statistically proved. So you can already see how important the headline is, because if people don't like the headline, if it cannot hook them, then people will not read any further. Your visitors, your prospects, people coming to your site will not read the post. So what do we do that it entices a person to read your post? Let's get into that. Number one, you must write with your target audience in mind. And right now I'm talking headlines mainly. Who is your target audience? Is it men? Is it women? Are you targeting couples with kids or dogs or both? Are you targeting homeowners? What about a dentist? Maybe you provide cleaning services. Maybe you provide sanitization services and you are targeting dentists because you want to clean their clinics or sanitize their clinics. Are you targeting property managers? Are you targeting real estate agents, first-time home buyers, and so on and so forth? You must know who you're writing for. So before you do anything else, you should write your target audience. Once you know who your target audience is, only then move forward. Don't write a general post. For example, let's say you provide cleaning services, office cleaning, and instead of just saying 5 ways to keep your office clean or 5 ways to keep your clinic clean, if you're targeting, let's say, dentist, then you can say, attention dentist, discover 5 ways to keep your clinic sanitized so your patients feel safer or your patients feel safe coming back visiting you. Something like that. So now the target audience is dentists. It's also going to help you with the search engine optimization, but more on that later on. Main thing is it's going to get attention of the people you're writing for. Attention couples with kids or attention couples with younger kids. Here's what you need to know, and so on. When you write for your target audience, you get their attention. Make sure the headline clearly states that it benefits them. It benefits your audience. It benefits the person reading it. Don't think about SEO every single time you write a headline. So for example, if you are in Naperville area of Chicago and one of your headlines, you write the word Naperville, then don't keep doing that in every single headline, okay? Don't keep adding the name of your city in every single headline. Make it something that others want to read. Once in a while you do that thing, it's okay, but not every single time. There's got to be some benefits to reading your entire post, which should be in the headline itself. So keep that in mind. When you write a post, you make sure that you highlight a specific pain if you can. For example, if you are writing about your sanitization services, your disinfectant application service, then maybe you can mention something like there's people dying due to COVID-19. And so this becomes more important or something to that effect. So people reading your post feel the pain in it, okay? Or you are highlighting a specific pain that people can relate to. How about something if you do hoarding cleanup, right? So you can write something related to hoarder cleanup. If you're targeting commercial property owners, then you can say something like, are you losing business due to the recent floods? Let us help you get back your business back up and running. Something like that. Or 7 ways to get your business back up and running after recent floods. See? So now you're talking to a commercial property owner. Maybe they have stores in strip malls or something, and because there were rains in your area, now their business is closed, okay, because it was flooded. So highlight a specific pain that you can through your headlines. And again, this is not something you have to do in every single headline. Anything that I'm mentioning here is not for every single time, not for every single headline, but do it when you can. Make it personal. Talk to them. Refer them to as you. So they can see it's coming from a human, not, let's say, a software or a writer. It's coming from you as the business owner, you as the business itself. So let your writers know, if you're having somebody else write, let them know what you want in these posts and how it should sound. Give them some ideas that, what you like in your post, what kind of personality you have, because that will help people connect with you at a personal level. Okay. State a commonality. See if there's anything that you can come up with which might be common between you and them. Like in my case, I was struggling with SEO. I was struggling with online marketing myself. I had to figure it out because I had no choice. Otherwise, I would have gone bankrupt. So maybe you have been through something similar in life, and that's why you might feel a connection with me. Maybe you were trying to figure out SEO, online marketing at some point, and you got so frustrated, just like I did. So see what kind of commonality you can come up with your audience. Something like, we're all afraid of getting COVID-19. Thankfully, there are ways to disinfect your home and keep your family safe. So now we all are feeling the same. Of course, not every single person feels that way, but then on a general basis, right? People feel that way. So now the person reading your post who wants to get his house disinfected will relate with you. He'll be like, okay, this guy gets me. He understands. So see if you can come up with something common, a common ground between you and your audience or whoever you are writing for. Start with an interesting fact or a shocking statistic if you can. For example, I'm going to make this up. This is not true, but I'll just give you an idea. I'll say something like 30% of all basements without dehumidifier have mold that can be deadly. Here are 7 ways to get rid of mold from your basement. And then so you can write that post, and then at the end you can say, hey, we'll be happy to come and inspect your basement for indoor air quality or anything else, mold inspection or anything else that you do that you can add in call to action at the end of the blog post. So you started with an interesting fact or a shocking statistic that says 30% of all basements without dehumidifier in summer have mold, which can be deadly. So like I said, I just made this up, but you get the idea. So find statistics, find facts that are interesting in your industry with the services you provide, and see how you can use them in the headline of your blog post. Lead with a story. See, people love stories. Stories will help you connect with your audience. Stories will help you make sales. For example, you can say something like, when I went to a client's house, their entire basement was flooded. All the furniture and carpet had to be thrown away. They did not have insurance. So let me show you how to keep water from seeping in your basement during rains, right? If the heading is how to keep water from seeping in your basement during rains, then the subheading can be related to your story, okay? So see how you can start a blog post and then lead with a story. Because again, we're talking headlines and hooks, and this will get them hooked to continue reading the entire post, because they want to know what happened to the family that you were just talking about, or what happened to the client's house that you were just talking about. Ask a worthwhile question. So you can always have your headline starting with how to, and you can always find what people are searching for, which is what we talked about in the previous recording, in the previous video. Yahoo Answers, you can go to Google and find that out, and so on. So how to always gets people reading the entire post, of course, if it makes sense to them. So how to is a powerful way, and that is statistically proven. How to is a powerful way to start a blog post, to start content on any post, any landing page. So see if you can have a headline that starts with how to. Make a promise with your headline. A promise can be, follow these 7 steps to double the life of your expensive sofa. Let's say you provide upholstery cleaning services. So follow these 7 steps to double the life of your expensive couch. So you're making a promise here, and you're going to deliver it by showing them 7 steps to increase the life of their furniture. So make a promise. Follow these 7 steps, and I guarantee you'll get financing for your basement for waterproofing. So if people don't know how to get financing, or they feel their credit is not good, but they still want to get their basement waterproof, now you write that post, make that promise in the beginning, in the headline, and then deliver on it. Show them how it's done. Show them step by step. And so 1, they'll appreciate your post. 2, they'll share it with others. And 3, if they want to get the basements waterproofed and if they want financing, they'll know you're the guy for it. That's it. So you'll get that person who wants to get their basement waterproof but have no money, but they're okay with getting finance. Make a promise with your headline and then deliver on that promise. How about gentle confrontation? See, this is another way you can have your audience read through the post, because confrontation at times helps you get attention of your audience. You can say, you thought your carpets were clean after using X. And then X can be a product that is easily available. So you thought your carpets were clean after using OxyClean, but you're wrong. Let me show you why. See, now people who are using that particular product, whatever that is, it'll get them thinking, hey, I thought my carpets are clean because I use this when I vacuum. There are powders out there and so on. So I use this. But this guy says, I'm wrong, and he's going to prove it to me why, or show it to me why. Let me read this. See, and then when you have a post like that, you share that on social media, that's when it can go viral, or people will like it, engage with it, because they'll relate to it. Now, some of them may not agree with you, but some will. That's why I said gentle confrontation. You don't want to go out and create an entire controversy. As a business owner, you have to be balanced, especially when it comes to blogging, social media, and so forth. What your views are, what your personal views are about a person or about a product or about a service or a competitor should not come out on social media, right? So you have to be gentle with this kind of confrontation, because you don't want too many negative comments about what you just said. Remember that, keep that in mind, but yes, it can still work in your favor. How about adding urgency to your headlines? Maybe you're writing something a week before upcoming storm. So now there's an urgency there. Immediately do these 7 things so your basement does not get water or seepage or something like that. 7 things you should immediately do to protect your basement from water coming in during the upcoming hurricane or during the upcoming storms next week or something like that. When you write like that and then you share it on social media, that's where people engage with it. They thank you. See, if you just write a post like this and if no one reads it, or if 5 people read it, that is one thing. But if you write a post like this and then you share it on social media, if you have a following, great. If you don't, you put $5 or $10 in Facebook and boost it, drive some paid traffic to it, or maybe send it to a couple of your friends who may have a lot of friends on Facebook or other social media places. They share it for you. These are the kind of posts that can get viral. Okay, these are the posts that can even be picked up by news channels. So if you write something like this, you email the link or you put the link on your local news channel's page. They may pick it up. They might even come interview you. Okay, so they have we know this hurricane is coming. Let's say if I'm in Atlanta, this hurricane that's coming to Florida will pass through Atlanta going up north. How can we keep our basements from getting water inside? What all we need to do? Or what all do we need to do if we do get water in our basements? What's the first thing we need to do? How do we protect ourselves? How do we protect our furniture? How do we protect other things? And so on. So those are the things you can do and sound them urgent. How about brand new information? Maybe there's something brand new out there that you can use in your headline. A year ago, last year, when coronavirus came, it was brand new. Everybody was confused. No one knew what's the right thing, what's the wrong thing. Should we wear a mask? Should we not wear a mask? Should we stay home? Should we go under lockdown? There was so much confusion everywhere. What if you have something like that and you can use the information, some data that you have that you can use for your headlines. Okay. So see if you can do something like that where you have some brand new information, maybe brand new product that just came out that can get rid of mold twice as fast. Okay. And I'm just making this up. A brand new product that can kill 100% of COVID-19, not 99.9. Something like that. What is out there that is brand new that people don't know yet? And and that can be a product or a service or something that's related to your business. Think of that and see what you can use that way. How about breaking news? Again, going back to a year ago when coronavirus was new, it could have been used in all kinds of headlines. How do you use what's happening around you in your headline? Whatever is happening, in the news can be used for your benefit, to your benefit as well. Or you might see something that is in the news related to your industry, your service that you provide, and then you can rewrite it. There was a hospital, I can't remember now, this was about a couple of years ago, a hospital maybe it was in Seattle or West Coast somewhere, which had mold and a few patients died. Okay. So maybe you can rewrite that to your audience, telling them the importance of getting rid of mold from their homes or their offices. So use something that is in the news to your advantage. And by advantage, I mean, one, you get attention of your audience. You use it as a hook. Two, you educate them. And three, it helps you get some business and engagement in social media. Now, when it comes to headlines, spend time writing multiple headlines, especially after writing the blog post. And so by that, I mean, you write a headline first, you write the post, then you read the post and you start writing multiple headlines. Okay. You just cannot write one headline and that's enough. No, you have to write multiple headlines. Maybe it's a how-to headline, then change it to a numbered headline, 7 things or 7 ways or 5 ways or 9 ways, whatever that is, or how to do this, or something else, maybe related to news or brand new information, whatever that is. It's all about the headline. If you can't get the headline right, the post doesn't matter because people will not read it. Okay? There has to be a hook in the headline that gets people's attention, that catches people's attention, your audience's attention, and it makes them want to read the entire blog post. One thing that you can always do to get ideas about headlines, like I talked in one of the previous videos, was go to Google, search up images of magazines, Men's Health, Cosmopolitan. Some of those guys writing headlines for those magazines are getting paid in 6 figures just to write headlines because it's all about the headlines. When you see a magazine in a grocery store on the shelf, it's the headlines that'll make you want to pick it up and buy it. So those headlines are important. Is there any way you can take some of those headlines and rewrite them as for your own blog post? Okay, you should remember that video. So write headlines which are catchy, which are attention grabbing, and that's probably not going to happen with just one headline. Write 1, 2, 5, 10, and then use the best one. And then test. See if that headline brought you enough attention. If it's not getting any attention, maybe a couple of days later, you can change the headline for the same post and test again. It's always good to test. When it comes to marketing, when it comes to online lead generation, SEO, PPC, you must continue to test, and test. Okay? That's what's going to make you successful. That's how you learn from your mistakes. So write a headline, write the post, make the post live. Great. If you get great results, awesome. If you don't, change the headline and do it again. Okay? Also, make sure when you write the headline, it's to the point. Don't make them too lengthy or confusing or try to have multiple services in a headline. If you provide cleaning services, then don't try to have carpet, upholstery, and rug cleaning and so forth in the same headline. Keep it to the point because otherwise you'll just confuse your audience. You'll just confuse people who are coming to your website. or who are seeing your post on social media. You don't want to do that. Keep it to the point. And one good thing always is tell them what's coming. People always like to know what's next. What's next? So tell them what's coming. 7 ways to X. So they know that you're going to show them or write about 7 ways to whatever those things are, whatever that X is. Okay? Or something like, here's how to get wine stains out of your carpets. Or here's how you get wine stains out of your expensive oriental rugs. Or something like that. Or here's how to take stains off your pool tables. So now people know what's coming in the post. What are you going to show? So once again, like I said, most people will only read the headline of your blog post. If it's not enticing enough, if it's not grabbing their attention, if they don't see a hook in there, they will not read the post. So make sure your headline is an attention grabber. It's a lead magnet. And for that, you may have to read headlines of some other successful blog posts. Go read like TMZ, go read other magazines, or when you're in a grocery store, pick up a magazine just to see how they are writing headlines. You'll see a lot of them will have numbers. That's because numbers are proven to get more attention. So 7, 25 ways to lose weight, 30 ways to lose weight, 10 ways to look sexy, whatever that is. It's numbers. So learn from those headlines. It's not going to happen overnight, right? But once it happens, you'll be amazed how much traffic you start getting to your posts, because people will love reading them. They'll love sharing them through social media, email, messages, and whatnot. So remember this, before you start writing a blog post, write a headline so you know exactly what you're going to write about. But once you're done with the post, rewrite the headline multiple times, I would say at least 5 times, and then pick the best one and run with it. And if it doesn't work, it never hurts to change it. Okay? Change the headline a couple of days later, and you might be pretty surprised to see the difference. Okay? So I hope that was helpful, and I'm sure you'll start working on it and get some good results with your blog post. Meanwhile, I'll get ready for the next one, and I'll see you in the next video.